Hi Collective, welcome to my channel, CrystalsShadowWork. Hi everyone. So I wanted to do another eclipse reading with the Lunar Soul Tarot. Okay. Wow, they're magnetic boxes. So this one is really fun and it has duality on the cards, right? The light and the dark, right? Which I got this for Equinox like a couple years ago. So it guided me to use it. I just did a reading with the Cosmic Slumber. See, they're by the same company, right? The same publisher, out of New York, right? It's definitely been giving me a lot of signs lately. Anyway, so this is going to be part 2. Well, not in part 2. I do my uploads in 3s normally, so you can check surrounding readings if you feel that this is resonating and you want to know more. So I'm going to show you guys. I just sat down, right? I was just starting to cleanse my space, and I cut the deck. And it was the sun and the moon. And I've been getting that out in the readings. And I've been getting this balancing energy, duality, Emperor, Empress. So I wanted to show you that. I was like, let me just go ahead and start recording. Right? Because a lot of times I get a lot of messages in the pre-shuffle. And now I know why a lot of readers will just start right away. I'll cleanse their space and all of that. And I like to do things on camera to show all of y'all. Okay, so there's this Ace of Cups coming out. We've been seeing like all the aces coming out. King of Wands energy has been coming out very strong. Whether you're a masculine or a feminine, right? King of Wands is about taking action, going after what it is you truly want and desire, right? Just very passionate. It's like a very, to me, it can be like pushy and bold, like when you know you want something, it's like you're gonna go get it. Like that's the energy that I'm feeling. And we've been having the World that is showing up and coming out, right? And this is representing to me this universe, right? Really, these energies pulling on you. And look at that sun. We got half the sun there and half the moon down here. How cool is that, right? I really feel this energy is coming in from this eclipse are really pushing you to go after your heart's desires. So anything that's not in alignment with that is closing out, is separating, is closing out. And look, Knight of Cups. Whether this is you going after your heart's desire, it coming in for you, a combination of both. You're in a very creative space at this time. Right, wow. Look, another Knight of Discs here. Wow. So, it's neat. He's meditating like up on top of that animal. Look, his feet are crossed. I don't know why it's not focusing so much. It could be the lighting. Let's see. All right. Well, let's get into this. So Chariot is here for a lot of you. There's travel, movement, change, taking charge of control over your life. All right, let's get into this. Spread here. All right, Divine Source Spirit, all my angels, all my guides, and spiritual teachers, all my shamans, gurus, high priests, high priestesses. Let's see here. Let's get some messages to the collective. What is the current energy? The Knight of Wands. Okay. Okay, let's keep going and find out if that's your energy or what's surrounding you. Okay, so what's the situation? Strength card. Okay. So this is energy surrounding you. Influence is the High Priestess. Okay. What's hidden is the Four of Cups. Look at the rest of the cards out, and then I will let you know what's going on. What's advice from Spirit? Two of Wands. Okay. What is the recent past? Wow. See, something was trying to not close out. I'm going to say it's not done yet. It's not done for this King or this Knight of Wands. This is something the universe is trying to close out for you, but you need to have strength over it. Wow, look at the sun and the moon. We're going to find out more. Hold on. What is the karma position? What's the karma influence? Eight of Swords. Okay. But then Five of Cups. Those two came out together. See, somebody is keeping you trapped, trying to stop an ending. That's why this is like the obstacle. The obstacle is you're needing to end something. All right, I'm getting a lot of messages, but I want to get the last two out. Action is Temperance. Okay. So whatever this is, you need to have a balanced, you need to come into balance. You need to not, I want to get this out before I forget, like whatever this is, whatever you're ending and closing out, trying not to close out, but you're closing it out, like you need to not let this take over your mind. Like even if there's a physical ending, whether you initiate it, they initiated something closing out here, don't let it get to you. See how she's laying there and see the bubbles and the thoughts? She's letting it torment her, playing over and over and over again. Because see, that's like how the entity, the enemies can use you too, is just getting into your headspace, getting into your mind. Because if they can get you to keep replaying out trauma and thinking about that, they're winning. Even if they're being successful with deterring you, with keeping you in a state of torment, fear, worry, anxiety, low vibrational energy, which is stopping you from going where you need to be. All right, let's see how it comes. And I feel like that's like what the game is right now. Maybe you've done well pushing them out of your physical space, but they're still finding a way back in. All right, the World, yep. Okay, World is now upright. Wow, Queen of Discs jumped out too. So we're going to take her as well. And I'm splitting the deck on 5 of Discs and 8 of Discs. So we're going to talk about that when I finish these messages here. Okay, so what I was going to say too is that you need to definitely close out a cycle. It's meant for this cycle to close out. So something is trying at all costs to try to stop something from closing out here, right? But it's like they, now I remember what I was going to say. Maybe they're not physically saying something to you, but their actions, they know how to use you. Like say for instance, like social media and platforms, right? Like say they're not talking to you. They're giving you the silent treatment or whatever, but then they're posting things up on their page and they're doing things to silently get at you, right? Or maybe just making it seem like they're not affected. It's not bothering them. There's something with that. So it's like, maybe some of you need to do a cleanse off social media platforms, things like that. Pull that energy back to yourself. Every time you find yourself thinking of torment, thinking of whatever put you in this energy, pull it back to yourself to heal yourself and definitely get up. If you're laying in bed, like you're not going to feel better laying in bed moping around. Like you need to get out, get sunlight, you need to walk, you need to go do something that it's going to feel good for you. Right? You need to transmute that energy because something amazing is definitely trying to come. This is a realignment that is occurring for you. Right? This is why I love eclipse time. Especially when things happen, close out and fall apart. I'm just like, oh wow, it's kind of neat to see the universe move things around. And you have to know when something is extracted out, it's because something's meant to be extracted in. Right? I don't even know if that's the thing, extract. I mean, like, you're going to be having something come in. You know, it's like when one door closes, another door opens. The door's not going to open until this door closed. You see what I mean? Like, something is definitely going on. Universe is the best matchmaker. Let me tell you what. Okay? So, it's a very exciting time. It's all about how you look at it. Right? So there's this 8 of Pentacles and this 5 of Discs. I feel you could go through some sort of temporary loss, sadness, or something. But if you look at it, like it was too much for you. You're like, look at, he's carrying those discs behind his back. His arms are behind his back. You know how difficult that is? Like you need to be proud of yourself. Like you went through a very difficult, challenging cycle, and you were holding those discs. This is somebody that was sustaining, like you were holding on to something and it was extremely difficult. I'm getting most couldn't have done this like you did. And you're getting rewarded for that. You need to know that. Even though it may seem like, gosh, all that work and time and energy that I put into something, you know, especially like if it's a relationship, a situation, like you put in a lot, maybe not a lot in physical. And I hate how we do that, right? Especially if you have relationships, people look at like how much money they invested and all the things that they put up and lost or whatever. But, you know, It's far more love and time and energy. Like those things you don't get back. Like this is literally somebody that was very weighted down. It was very challenging and difficult for them, right? Whether these represent people, maybe you had 5 different people, right? Maybe you have a lot of children, things like that. But there was 5 very big things that you were managing, you were controlling, right? So I'm getting this strong motherly energy. Seeing the Queen of Discs is coming out here. Like you are very abundant. You're very resourceful. Maybe you always were able to make things, right? Like you're very resourceful is really the word. I'm trying to look for more words because the way that you have done this has just been so beautiful. You've always been able to find a way to make it work, to make people feel supported, nurtured, things like that. This is a very beautiful energy. And for whatever reason, part of control and keeping you trapped and stuck is they didn't want you to feel this energy. They didn't want you to know how abundant and resourceful and grounded you were or you are. Okay. And you've put in a lot of work here with the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So, and it's going to pay out. All that energy that you put in, like it must come back. And that's what we need to understand. It's about to come back. Right? Duality is here. Wow. And this is why this is happening too. It's like you were putting in so much work and somebody else was not. So it was unbalanced. And now the universe is coming in with this duality and it's bringing balance. So if something wasn't balanced, it's get cut, right? All right. So there's a new beginning here. Fool card energy with the Star to the Ace of Cups. What? And oh my gosh, the second bonus card. The wee. I don't even know what that means. But the 2 bonuses, like this is very, very beautiful, right? We're going to have to read those at the end. Because I don't remember. It's been a while since I've used this deck. But see, they're showing me the 7 of Swords, right? Which this could represent fear, feeling as though you don't have enough. Like he has all of those swords there in the darkness and looking at one sword left. And it's like, I'm leaving that sword behind. I want that sword. Do I need that sword? Like 12 on the clock as I say this. So it's a universal code number for somebody. But somebody made you feel as though you weren't good enough. Holding on to fear, or it's like they had something over you or something. I don't know. But I feel you're moving away from this. You're moving away from this heartache, this 3 of Swords energy. Maybe there was lies and deception. That the 7 of Swords can represent that. And maybe somebody's created a wound. This could be a past wounding too that you're getting over, that you're holding back. It could be like a wounding from like childhood or something like that, where maybe your parents had done something, made you feel as though you weren't worthy, you weren't good enough. I know that was a big wounding that I need to overcome, right? Because I was very young when I started my family and I started having children before I was married and things like that. And I remember my father was like, you have to get married now. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to. That's not what I wanted, right? And as I had my children, then when I was a single mother, because I got out of an abusive relationship, I remember him telling me like, you're always going to struggle. You're never going to make it. You're never going to have, the life that you want, having these children, raising them on your own. So I was really tore down a lot and not having very much support. So I know that was like a big wounding that I had to overcome, right? Especially when it was like my father saying that to me. 1331 and 1333 on the clock as I say that. Because I always knew my father was a very, very successful businessman, and he, I looked up to him a lot for advice and all sorts of things. So when he was just like basically telling me like, you're doomed, your children are always going to be giving each, I was just, it's a lot, right? So anyway, that's for somebody, but there's a big wounding, right? And I feel it stems from childhood or maybe just older, right? Because of course, like I wasn't told this as a child, even though as a child, I never felt I was good enough either, but it stemmed into my young adults. When I was a young adult, right? And a new mom is when that was coming out. So early 20s, right? 14. And now I'm in my 30s and I'm still having to overcome that. So, but this is a major clearing out with, we've had a lot of movements with Chiron conjuncting the North Node in your destiny. So it's like you're really being forced to look at your woundings at this time. So either way, okay. Ace of Cups is coming out with the Star. This is like wish fulfillment coming in. But see, you have to heal. You can't get wish fulfillment when you still have like a wounding. So see, she's naked, representing being very vulnerable. I'm going to cover her up here so we don't get any flags. But So she's very vulnerable mixing the water, and she's half in the water, half on the land, and she's mixing, and she's looking up to the star here. All right. So definitely a healing needs to take place. Fool card energy, taking that leap of faith, right? So all right. So that's beautiful. All right. Let's get into clarifying, and we'll go a little bit deeper, find out a little bit more about this. All right, so let's find out about this Knight of Wands. This is that fun energy. Yeah, it is fun, devil energy. Often what feels really good is often not what's for you, right? Kind of like ecstasy, addiction, drugs, all that stuff, right? Like, okay. It's often toxic, right? It's fun to indulge in something, but it ultimately holds you back, right? But maybe this is, I don't know, while we're describing this Knight of Wands, I'm trying to like make it seem nicer than it is. You could have someone that's very obsessed with your sexual energy, sacral energy. I've been getting a lot on that lately. Okay. Be very careful of people that are using you for your energy and things like that. Okay. So, but you're definitely needing to overcome something. Look at how beautiful the Strength card is. The duality of the sun and the moon. How beautiful. And looks like she's holding like a yin-yang in her hand. This is definitely about finding that balance and taming down your animal side, also known as like your ego side or perceptions of yourself. Because, you know, we put ourselves in a box, giving ourselves an ego. You know, and your ego is literally just how you think others perceive you and how you perceive other people. It's only thoughts, right? Most people don't really care. They care about themselves, and they talk about others because they're projecting. So keep that in mind. What matters is what you think and feel. So, the Lovers. Okay, so this is having strength over a lover. So it definitely looks like it's having strength over Nine of Wands, over non-committal energy, somebody in and out, somebody that was fighting with you, Five of Swords. There were a blockage, Nine of Wands. Look, and there's a love offer. You've manifested what? Oh my gosh. The Knight of Cups with the Magician and the Emperor. See, you have something true that's coming in now because you were very dedicated to something, and I feel someone was playing games. I'm hearing that song by Backstreet Boys, I think, or NSYNC, one of the two. Quit playing games with my heart. Wow. Okay. That's like singing very loud. Ten of Wands, Seven of Cups. So, Six of Swords, Ten of Discs. Wow. You could be seeing 10-10. That could be confirmation for you that you're in like a karmic cycle that's trying to close out. It's time to go from the Ten of Wands to the Ten of Pentacles. Something has definitely been holding you back from your legacy timeline. I think intuitively you know this. You have to know what doesn't feel right for you. And the Tower moments is definitely a foundation coming down. See, look, and she's enlightened. She's meditating. She's flipped upside down. He's hitting the head with a brick. Oh my gosh. But it's like she knows that she's going to be okay. I'm getting that cat-like energy. Like she knows she's going to fall on her feet. Wow. I just picked up the deck. And these cards were left behind. But it was showing me this Knight of Swords. And it's like angel wings. I've never noticed a Knight of Swords that I had a deck with the wings before. That's cute. And the Moon card again. Something could happen very abruptly, very unexpected. That's quick movement. Maybe this is going to require you to make some sort of delicate movement with the Six of Swords. See, she's walking across those swords. Or you're being very, very careful. Four of Wands flew out over here. This has to do with structure, family. Flew out over here for the Devil. This is someone that's close to you. Someone that's within a family. Could be children. There's two children there. But see, justice is coming in for lovers. Children could have been blocking a union too. Or somebody was being very childlike. We're going to have to find out more. Hermit energy's here with the Emperor. Somebody needs to go within, spending some time alone, because it could be about taking authority and action over your life. All right, let's keep clarifying. Let's clarify this Four of Cups. Two of Cups. Wow. That's a choice. Four of Cups is a choice. And I was saying someone needs to go within, right? You really need to go within and trust what you feel. Because somebody could have like a toxic influence here and they don't want you to miss out on something. Or it could be outdated thinking, a belief system. It's like if you believe that you're not good enough, you could have everything being presented to you as if you deserve everything. But if you don't feel that you deserve it, you're not even going to see it. You're not even going to acknowledge it. And that's the saddest thing. I can't tell you how many times I see relationships and situations where somebody goes and sabotages it because they have a wounding, because they don't feel that they're good enough. So then they will go do something destructive because they don't want to get hurt when they were just... And a lot of times that is why divine blocks your love of your lives, your forever afters until you're ready. So you don't go and do that. And so you can really acknowledge them. So it's like a lot of times you're given the love of your life when you love yourself. And it's so you don't destroy it. Love is such a beautiful thing. That's why there's so many lessons that you have to go through. And, you really cherish them a lot of times after you go through the most. That's why the most beautiful love stories are the ones that come together, that truly show each other love after never really knowing what love is, never really being loved. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can explain that, right? Like the most beautiful love stories are like two people that have been very damaged and heartbroken, and when they come together and finally get to see what real love is like, yeah, like Cinderella, for instance, when she finally, how beautiful that is when she finally gets her prince, right? And what does he do? He turns her into a queen, right? And knows how to treat her and all of that. And it's so beautiful. As I say that, the Queen of Swords. So she's coming out. So strategy is needed over this Two of Wands. Oh, and this is an interesting interpretation, too, of the Two of Wands. Like, he's using this as a crutch. So definitely a path that you were on was like a crutch. It was preparing you for where you were going. But there's definitely a new pathway. You need to strategize, communicate, have a plan together. All right, let's clarify death reverse. The cycle that's trying to not close out. Something from your past. Six of Cups with the Nine of Wands is just challenges and obstacles. Something is just definitely trying to stop you. Somebody's trying to keep you on their timeline. They don't want to let you go to the next level. Yep. I knew we were going to see the Seven of Wands, where you need to have boundaries up against them. Okay, clarify the Eight of Swords. Six of Discs. This is in your karma position. Interesting. I was like, why is the Eight of Swords coming out? It's like you're going to be holding yourself back if you don't let this commit. Because of free will, you have to be able to receive. For a lot of divine feminines, or whoever may be in line with this reading, you needed to get to a place of receiving, where you were getting out of survival mode, so that way you can be able to receive this beautiful love that's coming in for you. So for a lot of you, this is why things may have calmed down in your life, or you may be noticing a change. Maybe you're going through this now. Clarify Five of Cups. Judgment's being called. Wow, all this flew out. All right, where am I at? because I recently decided to change up my plans a little bit. So, all right, so your karma here is you're supposed to be getting what's fair. Now your obstacles is what's the Three of Swords to the Ace of Cups. See how it's like you have to go through heartbreak, but I feel you already were. But judgment's being called on a situation. A decision needs to be made here with the Two of Discs and the Hermit. So you're going to need to spend some time alone for you to be able to make this decision, right? But judgment's being called, which means you've already been in this situation for too long. I feel that judgment's getting called on this Three of Swords because I feel that somebody, you know, to me it's like first for all those swords to be in those hearts. You know, it's like first the heart needed to be shattered, and then knives are now going into each of the parts of the heart. It's like somebody is like going after your wounds and putting more. It's like overkill is what I'm getting. Like somebody's really been doing the most to try to control you, break you down. Maybe somebody keeps bringing up past wounds, past hurt. Like somebody is just, I don't like that energy that I'm cutting with that card, right? Something's not fair. But you know what? Divine has seen it. Okay, Divine has seen it. And see, it's like your heart, look at that. It's like you feel like you almost have to hide your heart, right? From this person to stop them from attacking your light. Like someone's like having to hide their light. Like, no, they don't need to do that. 26 on the clock as they say that. You know, I need to start writing down these numbers so I can look them up. Wow. That, If you have to dim yourself, if you have to like hide your happiness, there's a problem. Whether it's a family member, it's a friend, it's whatever. If you feel you have to hide your joy, you ain't where you're supposed to be. You surround yourself by demons, Decepticons, deception, people that, no. Genuinely, you want people, you're with the wrong people. Maybe you're getting illuminated to that. But there's Three of Cups. There's a celebration here. All right. Let's clarify this Temperance. So you're finding this balance. Yeah, Five of Wands. There's a lot of people that have been causing strife and battle and conflict. And a lot of it's like it might not even be them. You're just surrounded by like a lot of wounded people. Because they're being used by the enemy to come after you. All right. You're needing to find balance, and that's why to the Hermit. They want you to go within. Keep that light to yourself then. Hierophant with the Lovers. This could definitely be a Lovers, but look. Wow. Justice with the Lovers and the Sun. You're getting blessed with that love I was talking about. It's your turn. So look at this Three of Wands here. See, I feel you've been waiting. You have built something up. You're using those Three Wands to look higher. Like yeah. It's here. It's came in. Three of Discs. There's something with the threes. There's a collaboration here for you. And I think you can feel it. And just hang on because it's coming. Here's the foundation coming to reveal it for you. Yeah, you're this beautiful Empress energy. But you know what? Be grateful and thankful because this situation turned you into this Empress. And now, for all of that hard work that you did, you're getting what you deserve. So keep that in mind, all right? You wouldn't have turned into this beautiful Empress if you didn't have all of that. I mean, you may have, but it might have took longer. Whatever. Everything always builds us up and gets us ready for the next. And that's what's so beautiful about eclipses is the universe brings injustice. So even if we're not choosing it and we're just in this energy of waiting and settling, that is what these eclipses do. They come in for those of us that have been waiting. They show up. The universe shows up to bring us what we deserve and desire, right? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, so you could be getting the new perspective that you need to let go of something to get your, look, 10 of Cups next to the Four of Wands and the Emperor. What? That's divine union, baby. That's coming together. Long-term security, stability, commitments, happiness. This is where you're going. The enemy's trying to block you from that, but shut it out. Okay? All right. So we're going to close out this reading now. I'm sending love and light to all of you. The last thing that I will do, hopefully my children aren't too loud. My son just got home from school, so. these bonus cards, the duality and the wee card, let me get the reading from those for you, and then we will go here. So you can watch whatever you feel guided to. I told you that you could find more guidance, you know, in other readings, right? So, okay. The wee card. To act in accordance with destiny. Nothing is simpler, nothing is harder. When we exert all of our strength and effort, do we achieve the most? When we demand that our views are correct, how many do we convince? Is the victory, that is, phtheric, merely one step towards ultimate loss? Picture the stream. It flows across the land, adapting to the contours in harmony with the rocks and the valleys. And slowly and gently, with almost invisible display of force, the land erodes and submits the way of the stream. Learn to allow, do by not doing, adapt, take the shape of the circumstance you inhabit, and then, from within, gently do enough, just enough, so that your influence may turn the tide. Thus do we begin a story with a legacy in its heart. Wow, it's beautiful. I would have never known that interpretation, right? Okay, so that's one. And now the duality. The winds settle the seed of opposition at the zenith of self-assurance, and we turn and we grow. Where lies absolute reality when one thing depends upon another? The great without the small, the beautiful without the homely, active without the passive. For each there are merely two sides of the same mountain, one bathed in light and the other cooled in shade, both of equal value. How do we judge by our own absolute standards when a truth for one may not be so for another? Our inner world's perceptions, experiences, each as unique as our fate. What is fair to one may be an injustice to others. In instant, binarily, rarely crossed. Observe the duality and know the interrelation. Perspective defines all. Wow, I was struggling reading this one. All right, so I hope you got that. But it's definitely what I'm getting from it. It's the duality, the yin yang. You know, you wouldn't have dark without the light. You know, it's just if you just had white and no darkness, it would just consume the darkness. Would go around like you wouldn't see that, right? It's just like a lot believe like that's why we're here, right? It's interesting. I've seen a post like, why did somebody put, why did God create humans, right? It's like, well, this is an experience. That's why some call it a simulation. Like, we are all one and interconnected, and as soon as we leave this matrix, we're back to being, you know, one. And that's why we have this duality, and that's why we come here, to actually experience separation and to learn and evolve our souls, right? And to have that, to know what it's like to have that separation, that duality. So that's why every experience, it shapes you and molds you into what you are doing. And we actually choose what we do want to experience and things like that. Believe it or not, we do have blueprints in our life, but it's about tapping back into that, right? And remembering and all of that. So it's all it's all part of this, but it's definitely an experience, right? And you know, when you go through these hardships, right, and the darkness, like you appreciate the light so much more, right? So heal yourself. Get out of this energy, if you're in it. Get out of that self-sabotaging. Stop letting people run your life. Like, you know, when you're constantly thinking of other people, you're giving them your part of your life. Like, you're letting them take the show of your own life when you're thinking about them. So if someone's doing something, you know, like if someone's running around, not returning your phone, and you know, have you ever, I don't know, we've all done that, where we worry about them, we're thinking about them, we're thinking about what they're doing, all of that. Like if you're in these relationships where people are constantly doing this to steal your energy, to make you think about them, they're stealing your essence, your life for, it's not fair. That's why some of the stuff that's being done, like it's not even intentional. But the Knight of Wands I always get is this energy of someone that plays games. You know, they do this. Oh, well, I'm not going to commit to them because I want them to want me. I want them to chase me. I want them, you know. And it's just, it messes with you and your dreams and your desires, and it's game playing, but it's really due to their insecurities, and it's not fair, because you shouldn't want to, you know, like, I don't know, would never want someone to be obsessed with me and constantly me be on their mind and it's stealing them from their dreams and desires and passions. Like, that just doesn't seem right to me. But it's like this person intentionally knows they're playing games. They want you to think about them, to build them up. Like, that's what I mean. Like, their perception of love is like skewed. And it's like, and maybe it's selfishness, or maybe it's linked to their woundings, but it's like they don't like seeing you have all the fun. They're like, I don't like this energy. And maybe it's not for all of you. Maybe you're brought in for other messages and other parts. That's why it's very important to take whatever you feel is for you. Any part that's not fitting, leave it out, because this is a collective reading. But keep that in mind, right? If you do want a personal reading, I do have links available down in the description box. Just email me. And yeah, otherwise, just enjoy the collective reading. Love and light to all of you. Bye.